baby dry and comfortable with its stretchy waistband. Available in regular paste and pull-up pants style from newborn to stage 7. See press for details or contact us on 233-2473. Predo Baby, the diaper of the new generation.
On top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kite Radio, 99.1 FM.
It is 12 hours 1 and time for your news at noon on Kite Radio. Kevin Smith here. Before we get to the top stories we're tracking, let's get to today's front page comment of the Kite News. Accommodating the tainted. No leader should be given a pass, given the madness and corruptions that are going on with this oil of ours. Alison Redford is the first case in point. Now, the PPP contracted Canadian Alison Redford to review the $9 billion Payara oil project and do right by us. This was expected from a woman who couldn't do right in her own business. Already tainted record is now worsened by disclosures that Exxon money contributed to her political coffers. This is how cozy and incestuous Exxon's relationships are. And this is how Guyana gets raped. What could this so-called world-class expert do for us that was clean and reliable? This is the garbage that PPP leaders dump on Guyanese while telling us how lawfully and cleanly they are overseeing the nation's oil. The second instance is that of Baker Hughes, to be partnered with for onshore capacity development. Baker Hughes has compiled a record of bribery and corruption the world over. Now our leaders are about to greenlight the company to corrupt Guyanese, especially custom officers, by spreading its poison and getting its business done its usual way. These are the types of people, the Canadian, the Redford, and the American company Baker Hughes, that PPP leaders welcome here. This is how corrupt leaders corrupt our oil oversight and corrupt our people. And now for the top stories we are tracking. Stabroek block over 1,000 times bigger than a single Gulf of Mexico oil block. Coalition and PPP ministers used discretionary powers to go beyond legal limit. AG says GLSE transferred sports commission lands to private individuals. And in a Reuters exclusive, investment firm plugs $30 million into Kaiju block owner, while GLSE yet to identify Ogle lands already given out under coalition, and 37 years after first applying, Kayuni farmer continues to wait for lease. Stay tuned to stay informed.
This Christmas, Shake to Win just got bigger! Now when you purchase our new bigger Digital Prime bundle and Shake to Win, you can choose your prize and share it with someone you love. So, shake more and share more! Share more daily prizes and guaranteed wins every Saturday. You can win laptops, cash, smartphones, credit, data, and so much more. Shake more, share more. Activate a Digital Prime bundle in the My Digital app and Shake to Win this Christmas.
If something doesn't look right, then there is something wrong. And if you suspect child abuse, then you must report it to the Child Care and Protection Agency. During this time more than ever, we have to be the eyes and ears of abused children across the country. So if you see it, or you know it, or even if you just think it's child abuse, then you must report it to the police or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
And now for the news in detail that comes to you with the compliments of Predo Baby. The Stabroek Block, one of 3 large oil blocks operated offshore by ExxonMobil, is so large that it is 1,150 times the size of a Gulf of Mexico oil block. This is what was said by President and CEO at Hess Corporation, Gregory Hill. The Stabroek Block is 6.6 million acres. It stretches from the border with Venezuela all the way to the Suriname border. According to the U.S. Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, a regulator in the Gulf of Mexico, typical blocks, there are 5,000 to 5,760 acres. Guyana's Petroleum Act and regulations allow the subject minister to grant a license in respect of not more than 60 blocks, about 5,073 square kilometers or 1.25 million acres. However, Section 13 of the regulation states the minister may consider any application in respect of more than 60 blocks where the minister is satisfied that special circumstances exist for doing so. In other news, as the investigations continue into the giveaway of prime state lands by GLSC, it was discovered that the Commission transferred lands belonging to the National Sports Commission to a private individual. According to Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Lall, that individual later subleased the large plot of land to a fast food chain outlet, garnering millions in revenue. A competitive bidding process should have been engaged, the AG explained. However, no evidence was found that this was done. Not only that, Guyana's State Lands Act has provisions to prevent the subleasing of state lands. And moving on, coming from New York, London, Reuters, activist hedge fund Elliott Management Corp has invested at least $30 million in Catalay Energy, a small firm focused on oil exploration in Guyana, the world's newest oil and gas hotspot, to people familiar with the matter said. The deal reflects rising interest in Guyana, a country of 750,000 whose oil discoveries are set to transform an economy dependent on agriculture and mining. And moving on, while the probe continues into the large-scale giveaway of prime state lands by NISIL, the government administration has turned its attention to the GLSC. There, the situation was described as equally worse than giveaways at NISIL. Under the control of the previous APNU-AFC administration, the GLSC, headed by recently terminated Trevor Benn, reportedly gifted large plots of prime lands to persons. However, a definite location for these very lands is yet to be determined. Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Anil Lall said that as the probe gets deeper, very strange and abnormal procedures are being unearthed. And now let's tell you, Ikeyuni farmer Michael Cordis recalls receiving an approval for his application to lease some farmlands in the prime of his youth. Now a pensioner at age 60, and some 37 years later, he still awaits his lease instrument. As previously reported, in May 2010, Cordis had applied to GLSC in 1982 for 10 acres of land at 3/4 miles in Region 7. Cordis recalled that he was only 22 at the time and brimming with youth. He eventually got his approval of application and permission to use the land in 1983. Earlier this year, Cordis visited GLSC to inquire about the lease and was told that he cannot receive a lease because the land was sold to someone else. It is now 12:09. Coming up after the break, PPP councillor suspended from City Council meeting and government receives recommendations from local content panel.
This is GHK Lall, inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues, immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaicho Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. PVPC councillor of the Georgetown City Council, Dimitri Ali, was suspended from their statutory meeting on Monday after an alleged attempt to record the proceedings. The councillors, as well as the Georgetown Mayor Ubraj Narain, were in a deep discussion when Narain noticed the flashing coming from Councillor Ali's cell phone. The mayor then inquired if he was recording the meeting, and Ali responded by stating he was just taking some photos. The mayor then highlighted that he would have needed permission to record a session from the council and that it clearly outlined in the council's regulations. After refusing to apologize, and have his phone checked, a vote was taken to have him suspended. Councillor Ali sat refusing to leave or apologize, but eventually complied and was escorted out of the building. And moving on, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat yesterday received the final report of recommendations from the Local Content Advisory Panel, which was appointed late August. It is expected that the report will be handed to the President, who will provide guidance on the way forward. The panel was able to consult with 140 stakeholders, the government said. There were concerns among some in the private sector that previous drafts of the local content policy largely ignored their inputs. In other news, Region 3 Commander for the Guyana Police Force, Errol Watts, has said that the special entrance to the Demerara Harbour Bridge is exclusively for the use of specially entitled persons in possession of priority access passes. Commander Watts stated that a proposal was submitted and now the division is using the road as the official VVIP access. He advised persons who are not entitled to use the old road to use the official road to go across the Demerara Harbour Bridge or the river crossing. Persons not compliant will be charged. In other news, as Guyanese record 17 gender-based violence deaths this year so far, we are taking to social media to show that they stand in solidarity against violence against women. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security yesterday launched its hashtag Enough with the Violence campaign on International Day to eliminate violence against women and girls. To coincide with the UN initiatives for 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the 16 days will be observed under the theme Orange the World. Fund, Prevent, Respond, Collect. And now let's tell you, a man on Tuesday held his ex-lover, an aged 19-year-old, at gunpoint at her home located at Tushen squatting area and abducted her one-day-old baby. Fast action resulted in him being arrested within a short time and the baby rescued. According to a police report, the suspect, identified as a resident of Herstelling, went to his ex-lover Jennifer Goberdon's home around 20 hours 45. The man reportedly walked into the house and demanded she hand over the baby. It is unclear from the report whether the child was the man's own. 12 hours 13 time for your COVID-19 update. According to Worldometer, worldwide cases of the virus has reached 60.9 million, with deaths at 1.4 million and recovery cases at 42.2 million. The Health Ministry yesterday announced that 2 more persons have succumbed due to the COVID-19. Their deaths increased Guyana's COVID-19 death toll to 149. Dead are a 69-year-old man from Region 2 and a 53-year-old woman from Region 4. Meanwhile, the ministry also recorded 47 new COVID-19 cases, taking the total confirmed number of cases to 5,236. Works to establish a COVID-19 isolation unit at the Suddy Hospital in Region 2 has been initiated by the Regional Democratic Council. We learned that the cost for the works is estimated to be $12 million. In order to construct the isolation unit, an existing structure at the hospital will be rehabilitated, and upon its completion, the hospital will have the capacity to use more COVID-19 patients. Works at the facility are expected to be complete by the first week of the new month. Now, coming from Washington, The World Bank approved today the $7.5 million Ghana COVID-19 emergency response project to support the country in tackling the current pandemic and strengthening the country's health system. The Ghana COVID-19 emergency response project will strengthen laboratory capacity, support screening and surveillance, improve contact tracing, and equip healthcare facilities for more effective treatment and care of COVID-19 patients. And coming from CNN, more than 2,100 COVID-19 fatalities were reported in the U.S. on Tuesday, the highest one-day death toll the country has seen since early May. With millions ignoring guidelines against holiday travel, Thanksgiving could be the mother of all super spreader events, said a medical analyst. And the U.S. could start distributing doses of a COVID-19 vaccine soon after December 10th, the Health and Human Services Secretary said. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. Remember, the news came to you with the compliments of Predo Baby. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Let December 2020 be one to remember. Drive away with an Axio car from Predo Baby with 4 different options to win. Follow us on Facebook at Predo Baby South America. Predo Baby diaper is known for its premium quality and high absorbency level. It keeps your baby dry and comfortable with its stretchy waistband. Available in regular paste and pull-up pants style from newborn to stage 7. See press for details or contact us on 233-2473. Predo Baby, the diaper of the new generation.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kite